The Hawkins lab door sealed shut behind them with a metallic thud that echoed like a coffin lid closing. The kids stood in stunned silence as soldiers rushed past, wheeling equipment, shouting codes, scanning vitals. 11 sat on a bench, wrapped in a thermal blanket, her face pale. Hopper stood close, arms crossed, eyes sharp, trying to hide how scared he really was. Owen stepped forward, activating a massive screen. "What you're about to see," he said, "is why Hawkins is no longer safe." The display flickered to life, an underground scan of the town. Streets, homes, the school, the woods, all visible in wireframe. Then the image zoomed downward, and that's when everyone froze. Beneath Hawkins was a second map, not a mirror of the town, but something growing inside it. Dark tunnels spread like veins. Nodes pulsed faintly, synchronized alive. Some had begun wrapping around buildings above, especially places with emotional significance. The school, the Wheeler house, the old Creel property. Clustin leaned closer, horrified. "That's not random. That's intentional." Owens nodded. "It's mapping human attachment points. Trauma, memory, fear." Will's voice was barely audible. "It's learning us." Owens turned to him slowly. "No, Will, it already has." The room went cold. Hopper slammed a fist onto the table. "So what the hell is it?" Owens hesitated. "We believe the Upside Down was never a place. It was a process, an unfinished world. Vecna didn't create it. He hijacked it." 11's eyes lifted. "And now?" she asked. Owens swallowed. "Now, something older is reclaiming it." The screen shifted again, showing something massive beneath the town center. A dark core, barely visible. "This," Owens said, "is what woke up." Lucas shook his head. "That thing from the mist." "No," Owens replied. "That was just the surface." Suddenly, alarms blared, red lights flashed. A soldier shouted, "We've got movement sector C." The map zoomed to the lab's lower levels. Something was rising elsewhere. Across town, an abandoned house creaked as its walls shuddered. A child's bedroom, dusty, untouched, began to frost over. Toys rattled. The lights flickered. Then the mirror cracked from the other side. Something watched, back in the lab. 11 stood abruptly. "It's calling me." Mike rushed to her side. No. Whatever that thing is, it doesn't get to use you again." 11 closed her eyes. Inside her mind, memories flooded in, not just her own. Hawkins burning. The gate opening. Children screaming decades ago. And beneath it all, a pulse. A heartbeat. She gasped. "It's not hunting randomly," she said. "It's rebuilding itself. Using us." Will collapsed to his knees. "It's using me first." Everyone turned. Will clutched his head, eyes wide, veins darkening along his neck. His voice echoed, layered, distorted. "It says I was never a victim. I was a doorway." The lights exploded. Glass shattered. The underground map flared bright blue, then red. Owens shouted, "Sedate him." But before anyone could move, the floor split open. A shockwave knocked everyone back as black mist poured upward, thicker than before. Inside it, shapes twisted. Not monsters. Not yet. Forms unfinished. Hopper raised his weapon. "Everybody down." 11 screamed, forcing her power outward. The mist recoiled, but this time it didn't retreat. It adapted. A voice filled the room, deep, layered, everywhere at once. "You ended the invasion too soon." The mist formed a symbol on the wall, an enormous, shifting eye. "Now, we finish the connection," Will screamed as the mark burned into his arm, glowing faint. Blue. Then silence. The mist vanished. The lab was destroyed. Will lay unconscious. Owens stared at the symbol, shaking. "This isn't a monster," he whispered. Hopper looked at Will, then at 11. "It's a god." 11 clenched her fists, tears in her eyes. "Then we kill it." But deep down, she knew. This time, the rules were different. Will Byers didn't wake up screaming. That was the first thing that terrified everyone. He lay still in the lab's medical wing, eyes closed, breathing calm to calm. Machines beeped softly beside him, their steady rhythm almost mocking the chaos that had ripped through the facility hours earlier. Mike sat at his bedside, refusing to move. 11 stood near the wall, arms wrapped around herself, staring at the glowing mark burned into Will's arm, an eye-like symbol, slowly fading, but never fully disappearing. Owens entered quietly. "We've run every scan," he said. "There's no infection, no possession, no foreign tissue." Hopper turned sharply. "So why does he feel like a damn ticking bomb?" Owens hesitated, because the entity didn't take control of Will. It connected to him. 11's head snapped up. Like a network? Owens nodded. Like a root system finding its strongest anchor. Will stirred. Everyone froze. His eyes opened slowly, but they weren't panicked. They were focused. He's awake. Mike whispered. Will turned his head, looking directly at 11. It wants you to know, he said calmly, that Hawkins was never an accident. The truth begins. Owens dimmed the lights and activated another screen. Old black and white footage appeared grainy, dated. This was taken in 1959, Owens explained. Long before Brenner, long before 11. The footage showed farmland where Hawkins now stood. Scientists drilled deep into the earth. The ground trembled. Instruments spiked wildly. They weren't trying to open a gate, Owens said. They were listening. The screen cut to another image, an underground cavern pulsing faintly with blue energy. They found something buried, Owens continued. Something ancient, dormant, not from the upside down. Dustin leaned forward. Wait, so the upside down wasn't first? Owens shook his head. No, Hawkins sits on top of a convergence point between realities. A weak spot where worlds brush against each other. Will spoke again, voice soft but unnerving. It's a scar. Owens nodded slowly, and scars reopen. Vecna was a symptom. The footage changed, this time showing young Henry Creel being observed from behind glass. Henry didn't create the upside down, Owens said. He heard it. 11 felt a chill crawl up her spine. It whispered to him. Will added, taught him how to shape it. Use it, Mike's voice cracked. So Vecna was just a puppet, a prototype, Owens said grimly. The entity needed a mind capable of reshaping reality. Henry was the first successful bridge. 11 clenched her jaw. And me? Owens looked at her with sorrow. You were meant to replace him. The room fell silent. The entity's purpose will set up slowly. It doesn't want to destroy us, he said. It thinks we're incomplete, Max frowned. Incomplete how? Will's eyes darkened. Because we're cut off from the rest of existence. From other worlds. Other versions of ourselves. 11 felt the echo of the voice again in her mind. You are fragments, Will continued. It wants to merge everything. All realities. All timelines. Dustin whispered. Multiversal horror. Cool. Hate it, Owens paced. If it succeeds, Hawkins becomes the center point. Ground zero for a reality collapse. Hopper cursed under his breath. And the kids? Will looked at Mike, then 11. It needs living anchors. People already touched by the upside down. A pause. People like us. A vision of what's coming. Will's eyes rolled back suddenly. The machine spiked. He gasped. I can see it, he whispered. Hawkins folded into itself. Streets overlapping. Buildings melting together. He screamed, the sky tearing open. 11 grabbed his hand, pushing her power into him, steadying. Grounding, what else? She demanded. Will's voice dropped to a whisper. It says the final phase is called. The joining, the lights flickered. A low hum vibrated. Through the walls, Owen stared at the monitors in horror. It's happening already. Hopper looked at 11. You said you'd kill it. 11's eyes burned with determination. I will. But deep inside, she felt the truth pressing down on her. You can't kill a world. You can only survive it.